What's up, guys? Buckle up because you're about to enjoy an excellent Snaps game preview where we tell you everything you need to know about this weekend's game and probably some stuff that you didn't. Enjoy. With the Triple R, one of my favorite action movies ever, and really one of the only kind of Bollywood movies that I've ever watched, the Triple R, but also the River Rivalry. A game between Texas and Oklahoma that is as big as the state itself. It's at the state fair. It's insane every single year. Aaron, what's your starting point for this game this season?
Can Ewers not shit the bed in the first quarter like he did last year? I mean, do you remember that first quarter? He came out there and looked so lost. It was this great performance from Alabama. We're all riding high on Texas. And then to start the game, Ewers throws a couple interceptions and he looked very similar to what Carson Beck looked like the other day versus Alabama, where it's like, what are you looking at? What throws are you making? I haven't seen you do this the entire season. And then all of a sudden you play a big time game against a big time rival and the moment's a little bit too big for you. So for me, I just want to see Quinn go out there because he's going to be a little rusty. He hasn't played in about 4 weeks now. He's going to be the start.
Week. He started taking 1 reps again last week.
It's not game reps. He hasn't played a football game in a month. How rusty and how rusty and can he be good in the moment? I played in a neutral site game. I was Georgia versus Florida. I was 3-1 in this football game versus Florida. 3-1. My stats were shit though. Shit. I feel like I threw 2 or 3 picks my first 3 years in that football game. Threw a bunch of touchdowns. I think I threw like 3 touchdowns, but I also threw a lot of interceptions, like stupid interceptions that I usually don't make those kind of mistakes. I was making those mistakes in that game. So can Quinn prove to me that he can go into a rivalry game against a good defense, a defense that's been playing well this season, and not make the mistakes that put them behind the 8 ball a year ago?
So it's interesting. I have almost no doubt in my mind that Quinn's going to be completely fine. More than that, if he makes those exact same mistakes last year, it won't matter. Unfortunately, This is not an Oklahoma team that can take advantage of said mistakes this time around. To me, I'm going to build off of a theme from Monday's show where we come out of last weekend and we say, okay, well, do we have a gorilla in the room? Do we have a prohibitive favorite for a champion? And as we said, Texas is still potentially that, and Ohio State is still potentially that. So this is another great step for Texas to take to prove that the incredible stats that they have on paper are not just because they play teams that have significantly less talent than them, but in a team like Oklahoma where they should still, I think Texas should win big, but Oklahoma is better. Can you take another step towards proving to be that prohibitive favorite? Like, we're not going to crown you. I mean, even if you dominate this game, we could maybe crown you.
Yeah.
But really, it's going to be Georgia next week. But this is still a step forward. My problem is, Aaron, and like, we talk about that. I kind of floated this out there a little bit this morning with Jake, and he's like, seems to like disagree. This game's always close, and look what Oklahoma, people said Texas was going to kill them last year, and look what Oklahoma did. I don't think Oklahoma stands a snowball's chance in hell in this game.
Unless Michael Hawkins Jr., who you talk about the bye week for Quinn Ewers, he's now had a couple games under his belt. He just went to Auburn, and found a way to win that football game. They should be getting healthier at the receiving position.
Found a way to win by getting a pick six. Like,
we found a way to win.
Talked about.
He didn't make a mistake though. He has not made many mistakes as a young quarterback. He's had a week more, and now he's getting healthier around him at the receiving position. Is he just the type of quarterback that the moment's not like? I brought up Quinn. The moment last year was too big for Quinn. Michael Hawkins Jr. seems like the guy that no matter what the situation is, just says, hey, give me the damn football. Watch me go out there and play. We've seen him go out there now for 2 weeks and not be phased. Wasn't phased versus Tennessee. Wasn't phased versus, didn't play. It wasn't like spectacular, but didn't really fuck up though either.
You ain't gonna beat Texas not fucking up.
I know. I agree.
Felice,
it was only his first start on the road. It was his first start on the road.
In the chat, Felice says, remember Vanderbilt? Okay, how did Vanderbilt win? Because Diego Pavia made fucking plays time
Exactly.
and time again.
Yep.
Oklahoma's offense has not proven to be able to at all. And guess what? Texas right now, defensively, number one scoring defense in the SEC, number one pass defense in the SEC, number two total defense in the SEC. Let's look at Oklahoma's offense. 13th in the SEC in points per game, dead last in the SEC in rush yards, dead last in pass yards, obviously also dead last in total yards. They're the only team in the SEC averaging under 300 total yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Vanderbilt's offense is significantly better than Oklahoma's offense. OU is cooked.
I'm just trying to make a case for why this could be competitive, or how it, like, the path to being competitive. I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing at all. Like, I'm not here saying that Oklahoma has a chance to win this football game. Texas, to me, is going back to our conversation 2 days ago, is in the same ballpark as Ohio State right now. They look really good on both sides of the football. Texas maybe, obviously not maybe, but is significantly better at the quarterback position than Ohio State. Texas should not only win this game, Texas should win by double digits. There's no doubt about it. I'm just painting the path for Oklahoma of how do we get a moment in which this game is somewhat competitive. And it does start with Michael Hawkins continuing to protect the football and then making some plays with his legs. And then obviously you were throwing a couple early picks possibly.
You're going to need
a bunch of stuff,
non-offensive touchdowns from Oklahoma to win this game. Aaron, pull up all the odds and we can choose the game, and then we can also choose the game against the line. I think this is 14. I'm taking Texas to cover the 14. 15. Also, if anybody's wondering about 15's a little more interesting. If anybody's wondering about Quinn's health, this is from Anwar Richardson, who is a reporter who covers Texas for OrangePlus.com. This is from October 2nd, so a full week ago. According to multiple sources, Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers participated in practice Tuesday, received the first team reps. I was told, quote, Quinn is playing against Oklahoma. No way he misses this game or the rest of the season. He wants to win SC and Natty. So Quinn, that was last week, bye week. Quinn is fully healthy.
Yep.
Good to go. The offense is incredible. The defense is great. Oklahoma's defense is good, maybe even in between good and great, but their offense is shit.
Well, Michigan's defense is also really good, as we've seen, and they went in there and put up 31 points. So like
it was nothing.
Yeah, it's going to be the same kind of feeling of at some point the defense is just going to get worn down from having to continue be on the field and feel like they have to win this football game. And it may work early. It may be like the first quarter, Oklahoma is coming out swinging on defense or making some plays or, forcing Texas to kick field goals or punt the football, whatever it may be. But then all of a sudden it's just the dam is going to break. The dam is going to break. Sark's going to scheme up a couple wide open plays. And then all of a sudden you're going to look up and bang, it's a 2-score game. And it's going to happen that freaking fast. Like whoosh, end of the second quarter, beginning of the third quarter, you look up and it's 21-3.
Perfect Craig says you're picking this game like it's your first time watching this game. But I'm going to let a comment argue against that for me. Green with Envy says throw out the stats only works when both teams are closely matched.
Yep.
Exactly. This is not a throw out the stats game. And some, I do not see the path at all for Oklahoma here. The one path they could have would be what we've seen in the biggest upsets this year, which is if they somehow engineer game plan where they have 40 minutes time of possession. That's the only, but I'm not
with
joking.
you.
That's how Kentucky beat Ole Miss.
Yes.
It's how Arkansas beat Tennessee. It's how Vanderbilt beat Alabama. Like, how in the world?
But all three of those games, and I know this is somewhat road, but all three of those games were on the road. So a little bit different of an atmosphere. Arkansas was rowdy that night. Vanderbilt doesn't really count. That was mostly Alabama fans. And then what was the other one? Was Kentucky home or was Kentucky at Ole Miss? Actually, Kentucky was at Ole Miss. Makes that even more impressive.
At home, dude.
Yeah, that actually makes that even more impressive.
Yeah.
No, that's the only path. So once it goes back to Michael Hawkins Jr. running the football.
Exactly. What? That's not going to be enough, I don't think.
No.
Royal Payne says you always have to allow for a black swan turnover game. Look, it's real life, you know. Stranger things have fucking happened. I'm not saying that there is always the one reality out of the 100 where something wild happens, but I'll be damned if you're gonna get me to sit here and predict that's gonna happen, because I don't see it.
Quinn last year,
Quinn is back healthy. Quinn's locked in. I think Texas is going to dominate this game. I take them to cover the 15 easy.
Quinn last year, 31 of 37, 346, 1 touchdown. Those 2 picks were, I believe, in the first quarter. Then from there, he was lights out. Still lost the football game. I'm with you. Like Quinn's locked in. Quinn's playing better, the best football of any quarterback in the country when healthy. Receivers are great. Offensive line is maybe the best offensive line in the country. Defense is playing at a different level. There's just a massive talent gap this year. This is not
played incredible in this game last year too. He led that awesome game-winning drive. Like Texas has gotten so much better than last year, and Oklahoma has gotten so much worse. It's exactly why I kept talking about Oklahoma finding ways to lose the Big 12 last year. They ruined their opportunity.
Well, Dylan ran for 113 last year. Like that's what Hawkins gonna have to do. He's gonna have to run for 100 plus yards.
Throw for?
He also threw for 285.
Yeah,
and no turnovers.
Yeah.
They won the turnover battle last year, 3-0. 3-0. They won the turnover battle, and it took a last-second drive to win the football game.
So if they can use quarterback run super effectively, if they can have a very high percentage of third downs converted, maybe. I'm not betting on it. Give me the Longhorns and give me Texas big.
Hook 'em. Give me Texas big too. I'll take them.
15.
Yep, I'll take them to cover 15.
Oh, well, I'd say that was informative and fun. If you agree, please hit the like button, sub, and we'll see you next time for some more snaps.